channel, Conversations with Ezra. In this video, we will be focusing on health and body. And question, is your body talking to you? And if so, what is it trying to say?
So a lot of times we don't pay attention to subtle things that are happening in our body, and because we're not listening to it, because not paying attention to it, sometimes we can actually even hurt ourselves more.
Yes, and we like to think sometimes that it's external factors. Someone's doing something to us. It could be something that we're taking, something that, just we make excuses. And it'll be interesting to hear what Ezra has to say about some of those in terms of how we line up with certain things and what we can do about it. I
Hmm.
mean, I've lined up with certain things too, and we don't like to say, oh, we caused that. But in
Hmm.
essence, yeah, we do.
Yeah.
So,
And
uh,
and one extra thing. This video for our viewers, but it's also one for me. I had an accident at work, and I had a fall, and I'm dealing with some of my own pain and my own uh, uh,
discomfort.
discomforts. Yeah, and so this is actually a video that's going to be good for our viewers, but it's also something for me. I want to have a conversation with Ezra about
Right. So, before we go any further, we just want to remind you to like, comment,
this.
subscribe.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. When you subscribe, if you're a YouTube goers, you know that subscribing help us keep our channel alive and get the message out there. So please, if you're
Mhm.
looking at this, hit the like and subscribe button. Also, comment at the end of the video if you'd
Mhm.
like to and let us know what you think. And yeah, so let's get into it.
Yeah, we're excited.
Okay. We are here.
Welcome back.
Good to be back.
So we're here doing our YouTube channel video for the day again, and we want to talk about energetic alignment and our physical health. So we have a number of questions we want to ask you, Ezra. So we're just going to get right into it. So the first question that we have is, how does energy and vibration affect our physical health?
Both elements affect the physicality and the well being based on what focus is at any moment. So, in focusing on a particular thing, a particular topic, a particular person, a particular event, the emotion that arises from focusing on those things, or what you would say as humans, paying attention to them, and energy forms around that based on your emotions, what you're feeling at the time of actually observing. And as that emotion is formed, energy is given to it, whether you are aware of it or not. And in that moment of that energy being put forth to that thing, that person, that situation, then whether you are in harmony with that or not, for you're always more or less in harmony with what you are observing, but whether you are in positive harmony or negative harmony, or positive alignment or negative alignment, it affects your physical, your physicality accordingly. So if you are observing something that is unpleasant for a period of time, or angry around something, or stressed out, or just typically in a bad mood for a long period of time, then what happens is the body becomes tuned into that, what we would call misalignment, for it is not an uplifting state. And as it becomes tuned into that, then it reacts accordingly. So there is where the decline in health or the physical part of the body is starts to occur. Likewise, it's the same for if you are observing something and it brings about emotions of happiness, appreciation, contentment, then it reacts to those things, though that energy that is around those emotions, and you will find that there is a general feeling of well-being, a general feeling of ease, a general feeling of comfort in the body. Another asking,
So yeah, what's the connection between our thoughts and how our body heals?
the thoughts are the things that connects the emotion and reaction. So you think of something, so you observe something, and a thought is formed around it. And as that thought is formed around it, it evokes an emotion. And as the emotion comes forth, then there is the reaction, the energy around that emotion. And then that creates that follow through of your body reacting, your circumstances reacting, your reality being made. So if the emotions around a particular thing, as we said before, is one that is generally negative, one that is generally full of stress, strife, anger, then eventually what happens is from that standpoint, there is a reactionary thing that happens with the body. And as that the body reacts to those things, then you get to experience what you call illnesses, hurt, pain, discomfort in the body. Another asking,
Yeah, so if someone is struggling with chronic illness, I don't like that word chronic, but chronic illness, or they're dealing with an illness or chronic pain or pain, what is the first energetic shift they should make?
the first thing we would like to point out that, as you said, chronic is not really a word that is that should be used so loosely, but from our standpoint, before anything becomes chronic, it starts out as a very small vibration. So, in the sense, chronic illnesses and chronic pain does not just start out as chronic illnesses and chronic pain. It is developed over time due to the inattention of your vibration, due to the inattention of what your body is trying to communicate with you emotionally and vibrationally, and with the continued inattention to those things and correcting those things, then the conditions becomes chronic. Another asking,
So we start listening to our body's messages more clearly, like if you're dealing with pain, how do you deal with those messages? Like, is it pain or is it the messages besides the pain? Like, how can we clearly discern those body's messages that are coming to us?
so the misalignment in the body shows up as different things, and one of the perception on humans is pain. So one of the things that happens is there is usually conditions that leads up to the eventual feeling of the pain. So you humans may be generally predisposed, some of you, to paying attention to the negative things more than others. So for those who have a tendency to be critical of certain things, to not be nice about certain things, whether it's with yourself or others, angry for long periods of time, judgmental in every area of your life, then eventually what starts to happen is you get very small indicators from your body because your body is a very responsive thing. And when the emotions of frustration, anger, stress, fear, judgment, guilt, all of those things are felt for a period of time, the body will respond. And as the body is responding, it is sending out indicators that it is responding to you. You may feel those indicators in the form of headaches. You may feel those indicators in the form of pain in the neck, joint pain, stomach issues, uh, certain things such as poor eyesight, a tendency to be absent minded. All of those are indicators that the body is telling you that the energy that you are feeding it is not in alignment with the natural state of what it is meant to be in, which is well being, performing well, vibrant, nimble. And the longer you decide to continue with the emotions and habits that fosters the negative response of the body, then they become bigger. And as they become bigger, then you start to notice that something is off. And at that juncture, you do have the power to decide whether you are going to turn it around and shift behaviors, shift your thinking, shift your emotions, or continue. But for the most part, humans continue. And as they continue, they label what they're experiencing at the moment as chronic. So therein lies the issue. Chronic illnesses and chronic pain does not become chronic at the beginning. It's a lead up. So one of the things we would caution is to pay attention. Pay attention to your surroundings. If you are observing something that you believe is unpleasant, something that you know that you absolutely do not want to be a part of, then don't. It is a very simple thing. Find ways to make the best in the situation that you are in. Find ways to find the most uplifting, positive thoughts around the things that you are observing. And if the opportunity is there and you can turn your attention away from it completely, then by all means do that. And also pay attention to the self talk of the body. If you are offering self talk to the body when you experience the discomforts that you have caused yourself, then that becomes more. A simple thing as saying to yourself when you observe that mild joint pain or that mild headache or that mild backache is, what is my body trying to tell me? Where am I putting my attention that is not serving me right
Mm-hmm.
now? And what can I do to alleviate it? Not my back is hurting. I know this friend who has a bad back. And the doctor did tell me at certain point in my life when I become a certain age, I will start having backaches. Those are the things that make it chronic, that makes it linger. Another asking,
Yeah. So is health and injury the same vibration, or do they vibrate the same?
in essence, yes, they do. For if you have an injury, that injury perhaps may have been sustained from the conditions that we outlined earlier on, chronic negativity, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So, in essence, what happens is you have a starting point for that injury, and that starting point is here where you've got your bad habits, your negative thoughts, your negative actions, your complaining, your judgment, your guilt, all of those things in this area. And you've got a healthy body here with the injury on this side. So if you continue with those not so aligned actions and thoughts, what happens is that the body starts moving towards the injury, wherever that injury occurs. And the longer it keeps going is the further away to the injury it keeps going. When eventually there becomes a point when there is a sinking up of the injury and the negative habits. And that's where the injury happens, where the body says, okay, I have no choice at this point but to react in that negative way. But even at that point, you still have the power to turn it around. And if you do not turn it around, that injury keeps going further and it affects the overall health. So, in essence, both are together. Another asking,
Yeah. So what I want the viewers to understand is when I'm talking about the fact that I got injured at work, it was it was my vibration, my negative vibration, all the different things that were going on in my thoughts
yes,
that caused the injury, not anybody outside of that.
yes,
We create our own reality.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So, if there were aspects about your work that you weren't really happy about,
Hmm.
and you continued to find faults, to be inappreciative of the things that you should probably have been appreciative of, taking those things and making it more by speaking to others about it,
Hmm.
by grumbling in your mind about it when you believe
Hmm.
no one was listening, and then taking it further and grumbling with others. All those tiny things that you may think is not adding up to anything, but it does. Eventually, it happens. Another asking,
Well, I just I appreciate the fact that I understand now that I created my own reality. I create my own reality. So I don't sit in the anger of somebody else did something to
yes.
me. Yeah. So what's the biggest energetic mistake that people make when trying to heal their body?
Energetic healing of yourself is a tricky thing, and we will like to explain further what that means. So, understand the explanation given before that there is the negative emotion over here, there is your body and the injury over here. They are not here together and then it moves this way. Everything starts here to move to that side. So if you are on this side looking for that help, that turnaround point to get back to that healthy body, then understand that it did not happen like that. So that turnaround will not happen like that. But it will and can happen if you are consistently moving in the direction of more positivity, more alignment. So the thing that trips a lot of you up is coming to the understanding that you created this reality, but then being impatient around the turning around of the emotion, the vibration, and the condition. So in order for it to work to your advantage is you have to understand and be easier on yourself with the understanding that this was not something that was done overnight or over a day or over a matter of weeks. It culminates from a longer period of inattention to your focus and inattention to where the energy is being put with the emotions. So, in order to turn it around, there is a bit of what we would say from our perspective, coaxing of the energy back to the positive side where it will work for you. And if there is a practice habit of coaxing the energy to the positive side, what happens is a snowball effect because as one positive thought comes another and another and another. And eventually, sometimes quickly for some, because they are aware of what they're doing and they're doing it deliberately, they start to feel the ease of their condition. That would be our advice to those looking to turn their condition around. And as they start feeling the ease of the condition, different things may happen in their reality. They may be referred to a doctor that can help their condition where before there was none. They may be able to facilitate the healing process by being able to do their exercises or therapy or whatever it is better. So then the healing process begins. Another asking.
Just as a final aside, I can do this, and I'm sure some of our viewers could identify with this. I understand that I created my own reality, so I brought on this injury, this fall, but I can go to the place of stupid, stupid, stupid. I'm so stupid, and that's not what you're talking about. You're talking about we have to be kind to ourselves. Is that correct?
Yes, kinder to yourself, kinder in the way you communicate with yourself, kinder with the way you speak to your body. So, in essence, you had that fall. But if you were to continue to, number one, blame others
Mm-hmm.
for the fall, number two, blame your body for not being strong enough to adapt to the fall, gripe about the injuries with others. Yes, there are times when you may need to speak about the injuries so that there is an understanding as to where you are with them. But the constant complaining usually puts you in a funk, no?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Exactly.
So the best thing would be, from our perspective, would be to use statements such as, I understand that this thing happened and it's going to take me a little minute to get back to my usual self. The pain that I am experiencing is a response to allow me to understand that I am not fully recovered as yet, even though you may want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And I am to make things light. It is okay that I did this. You have to be okay that with what you have done, what you have created,
Mm-hmm.
whether it is good creation or what you may call bad creation. Things like saying to yourself, I know I will move through this. And from this point, I will try to be more observative, more observing of what I am putting my attention on, the things that I'm feeling around me, around others. And I will put the intent out there that if there are things that I know isn't serving me and it is brought to my attention, you will try your best to look away. Look for the things that make you feel better, even in your illness. And on the days that you have good days, appreciate them.
Mm-hmm.
Another asking.
I think I've got the answers I needed today, and I hope our viewers did as well. It's been a wonderful chat. Thank you very much, Ezra.
We appreciate the opportunity. Until our next interaction, good day.
Good day.
Hi.
Hey, so she's
Hello.
back.
Yes, I am.
So that was a phenomenal interaction with Ezra. I don't know about you guys, but I caught on to a lot of good aspects of what I need to look at and and not beat myself up for the things that the mistakes or the thoughts that I let wander around in my head, but be mindful of what I'm thinking and how I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even though I know I'm going to be listening to this recording and getting an idea of what was being said, some of it I'm there, but not quite. The flow is not there for me to understand. I'm just letting it flow through me. So the conversation itself, not right now, I don't remember, but it is good to remember. And I know for myself as well, it's not, we want to blame others because it seems easier.
Mm-hmm.
But the longer we blame others for whatever is happening with us, uh, the condition that we're enduring and don't want to
Mm-hmm.
lingers. That's what I get from Ezra every time
Mm-hmm.
when I have my private conversations with them, and when John has conversations and I listen back to the recording, and when we do these recording and I do listen back to them, the same thing keeps coming. Their message never changes. We have to be accountable to us around our energy, what we give our focus to,
Our thoughts.
our thoughts, how we interact with others.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and things change when we take that accountability.
Yeah.
So hopefully, you guys get something out of this.
Mhm.
Again, don't forget to subscribe,
Like.
like, comment.
Mhm.
Leave us your comments on what you think. If you need further clarification with Ezra, just leave that in the comment as well.
Mhm.
Or you can email us at
Ezra.dean@gmail.com. That's Deen. Ezra with an H. Dean@gmail.com.
yes, and we can further the conversation on another video where you can have those answers as well. Hopefully, again, you guys get something out of this, and we will talk to you soon.
Talk soon.
Bye.
Bye bye.